Friend, you deserve more than that. You deserve a life where joy is not scheduled in 5 minutes increments, where success is not measured by a title someone else gave you, where freedom is not just a word on your vision board. Welcome to At What Point, the podcast where we dive into the real, raw, and rewarding journey of personal and professional growth. I'm Catherine, your host, here to guide you through mindset shifts, powerful aha moments, and the resilience it takes to thrive no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, taking the leap into entrepreneurship, or just looking for that boost of motivation, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of the life you have always wanted. Can you feel it? The smell of mountain air so crisp it wakes up every cell in your body. Maybe it's walking barefoot through your dream house, feeling the cool wood floors under your steps, noticing the texture of the walls you once thought you will never own. Maybe it's laying down for an afternoon nap, not because you're trying to recover from burnout or steal 10 minutes before the next Zoom call, but simply because you can, because your life finally has enough space for peace. That version of life is not a fantasy. It's not something reserved for other people who somehow figured it out. It's yours to step into, but here's the part no one likes to talk about. In order to get there, something has to fall away. Something has to go. And most of us spend years dancing around that truth, hoping we can gain without losing, hoping we can arrive without letting go. But it doesn't work like that. So let me ask you, what are you still clinging to? Maybe it's friends, the ones who show up to complain, who roll their eyes every time you dream out loud, who pop your bubble, not because your vision is impossible, but because they are too afraid to go after their own. Maybe you're clinging to your ego, the one that loves the corporate name tag, the shiny LinkedIn updates, the appearances at networking events that feel fake but look good on paper. Maybe it's that relationship, the one you have been dragging along, the one that drains you more than it feeds you, the one where you tell yourself, it's fine, at least I have someone. But deep down, you know that what you really have is just a body next to you at night, not a partner for the life you actually want. Here's the thing. Scrolling through motivational posts might help you for a day or two. Listening to podcasts like this one might lift you for a moment, but the hype fades and you are left with the same question. What am actually willing to give up? Because moving forward always requires a price. The price is comfort. The price is letting go of who you thought you had to be. The price is saying goodbye to people, titles, and routines that no longer fit. And I know that's scary. You start asking yourself, what if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I don't make as much money as I do now? But let me share a truth that not many people will say out loud. What you lose will never be bigger than what you can gain if you just keep going. The real loss is not failing. The real loss is staying stuck. The real loss is living another year as the version of you that was never meant to last. The version buried in back-to-back meetings, suffocated under responsibilities, or numbed out by distractions. Friend, you deserve more than that. You deserve a life where joy is not scheduled in 5 minutes increments, where success is not measured by a title someone else gave you, where freedom is not just a word on your vision board. But none of that can happen until you face the mirror and tell yourself the truth. What are you really afraid of? Is it the pride of admitting you want something different? Is the judgment from people who don't have the courage to follow their own dreams? Is the possibility of losing the salary you're used to, even if it's costing you your peace? Friend, those fears are normal. They mean you are alive, but they don't have to hold you hostage. Fear is a compass pointing you to where you need to go. So maybe today it's not about doing everything at once. Maybe it's about choosing one thing you're willing to release. Maybe it's about setting down the mask of, I got it all together. Maybe it's about putting distance between you and the friend who only brings you negativity. Maybe it's about daring to admit that you have outgrown the life you are in. That one choice, no matter how small, creates a space for everything else to bloom. And when you start giving up what no longer serves you, something beautiful happens. You don't just lose, you exchange. You exchange hustle for flow. You exchange exhaustion for rest. You exchange people pleasing for purpose. And that's when life stops feeling like survival and it starts feeling like living. So if no one has told you today, let me be the one to remind you. You are allowed to smile, even in the in-between, even before you arrive at the dream, even while you are still letting go of what you have outgrown, because that smile is proof. It's proof that you haven't lost yourself. You're just on your way to becoming more of who you always were. So I want to leave you with this. At what point do you decide that holding on to what's comfortable costs too much? At what point do you admit that the fear of letting go is not nearly as heavy as the weight of staying stuck? That choice is yours. And friend, I believe you're ready. Thanks for joining another episode of At What Point. I hope today's conversation sparks some inspiration for your journey of growth and transformation. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to visit katherinebeltran.com/podcast for show notes, special discounts on coaching packages, and freebies to help you keep moving forward. And last but not least, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a show. See you next time.